So, ladies and gentlemen, mesdames, messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, meine Damen und Herren, señores y señoras, here we are back again, and it is the finals of tonight's tournament, and we got Team Empire playing against Team Lillesid's Team Empire here spawning on the top right. Apparently I was wrong with the colors here and the scoreboard. I will fix this right away, but Team Empire here on the top right represented by Aristeo and Cubit. We are on the map to Zone as a Sword, and those two guys are facing Sid and Lil Kanan, aka Team Lillesid here. Little Kanan and Sid were pretty much able to get to the finals by just cheesing quite a lot. And this finals will be played as a best of 5, so whoever wins this first map only needs to win 2 more games. Of course, their opponents need to win 3 games in total. Of course, a best of 5 means the first team who wins 3 out of 5 games will win the whole tournament. So let me just change the colors here, and it is the teal color. I can do it this way as well. And here now we are having the correct colors here on this new wonderful star overlay I've been trying out. It looks not too bad, needs some small tweaks, but it's not some nice deviations from the GSL or no-dash overlay. Of course, no-dash overlay in terms of easy to use and easy to access, unreached until right now. So let's take a look at what each guy is doing here. Do we see this fast pool once again by Sid? Yes, the pool is finished. The metabolic boost just not yet started. On the other hand, the pool is not finished and the metabolic boost just not yet started here for Aristeo as well. Aristeo deciding to go for 1 or 2 more drones in total than Zerglings, and his Zerg counterpart Sid is doing on the other hand. By the way, this is a ZT finals here, no brothers at all, and don't talk about balance, it is 2v2. Of course, in team games, team play and skill is much more important. I mean, if you're the best player in the world regarding timing, strategies, macro, in 1v1 it doesn't mean shit. In 2v2 we saw so many good 1v1 players already dropping out of the tournament because they just lack the experience and the know-how to play in team games, and that's why those experienced 2v2 teams are in the finals. So let's take a look at what is going on. There we see more and more Zerglings moving out. We see Sid going for the Baneling's nest once again. Meanwhile, we see Aristeo going for the lair instead. Of course, the metabolic boost will be finished for both guys pretty soon. And it's just not the mass barracks and not the proxy barracks play here by Lil Kanan, but he instead goes for the marine Hellion play like Cubit likes to do this. And here we got factory number 1 with the reactor, and even factory number 2 soon to be finished. So first big engagement should start pretty soon here in the center location. Of course, our friend the Urubu is Urubu. I'm not really sure how to pronounce this guy's name or race in general, but he's doing some damage. Of course, the Speedlings are faster than the Hellions. Your own Speedlings have to protect your allies' Hellions. And we see Cubit here going for the Infernal Free Ignite, and meanwhile just going for more Hellions. There are some Banelings in the mix, but of course Banelings without speed off creep not too efficient here. But the Banelings are a good unit to just force those Zerglings to run away. And because of the fact that Lil Kanan having slightly more Hellions, he's able to do a little bit more damage now. The Banelings of course continue to run in here, try to attack, but of course Banelings exploding next to roaches is not what you want to call efficient. But now all the Hellions of Cubit are now down, but Aristeo having here some Zerglings of his own, but it might not be enough, because there we see the Hellions just roasting and toasting more stuff. This Roach, of course, will not go down because his Roach allies, Roach buddies, are down there. But now Lil Kanan here with those Hellions, no Blue Flame even needed, just doing so much damage to the Harvester line of Cubert already, and it looks like they are able to apply the pressure not only against other teams, but here against the top of the notch 2v2 teams here in Europe as well, and just more Harvesters going down, more Hellions. On the other hand, Aristeo got his first 3 mutas in production, 4 mutas in total, but those take still 21 more seconds, so will it be enough for Cubert and Aristeo to come back after this first attack? Let's see. Here are still the Hellions of Little Kanan moving around, and all those Hellions doing 9 Hellions doing so much damage, all those mutes being dropped, only being able to just mine some minerals once, and now all the tech labs, all the reactors are going down, because yes, Cubert is forced to lift up with all of his buildings. But finally here are the mutas, but looks like, okay, I thought for a moment they were deciding to not to attack right now, but just instead turn back home, or just go for the supply depots. But looks like they just want to go for the mineral line of Aristeo, which is a really smart choice. A good thing is not to cripple only the economy of player 1, but to cripple the economy of player 2, even though it's not called cost efficient, but it was worth it after all. I mean, there were Cubert and Aristeo were able to hold this attack off. Now we see the complete wall off. Just imagine the complete wall off here with those big buildings in the first place. But this was not the case, and now it is time for the mutas to do some damage. Of course, 5 mutas in total won't be able to do much damage here. And we see that Sid is already reacting accordingly, going for 1 Spore Crawler, 2 Spore Crawlers, the Queen here, another Spore Crawler, and the second Spore Crawler at the natural as well. So this base is mutalist proof. What about the base of Lil Kanan here with 7 missile turrets? So missile turrets everywhere, and this is what I really like. He just wants to make sure that nothing is happening at all. And now going for the Thor, he's got a command center being produced in his main, and a second factory soon to be finished, and even the double armory. I'm not so sure about the double armory, because he doesn't have simply the economy to finance the double upgrades, and Thor's out of 2 factories out of 1 base. So maybe a small misclick here. Meanwhile, the mutas trying to do more damage. The question will be how much damage will they be able to do here? But to be honest, I doubt that will be very much at all. Let's take a look at the harvester count. Aristeo at 70 drones, Cubert at 6 harvesters, but compared to the 30 SCVs, and compared to the 27 drones, this is just not enough to handle it. We see Aristeo still only here, Cubert still only at 8 supply. Remember, he had no SCVs, no units at all. He was at 0 supply. And of course the Thor, actually the 2 Thors in addition to the Marines and the Zerglings are in such a good position. I think Team Lillesid will be able to take the victory of the first game here of Team Empire once again by being ultra aggressive, but ultra successful as well. That Mars Marine, Mars Zergling, or Mars Marine, Mars Zergling, Mars Hellion play was quite successful there, and of course 5 mutalists are simply not enough, and now Aristeo deciding to go for some roaches instead, for more mutas, and here are the roaches, and of course the roaches are quite a good unit to have. Now there are some SCVs and the siege tent, and I think one Thor might be going down, but the other Thor will survive because just do too much damage, in addition to the siege tank and the remaining Zerglings. Now here are the mutas trying to magic box their way to victory, and looks like they will be successful. But now 2 more Marines arriving. Let's take a look at the HP bars. 2 mutas going down, and only 2 mutas survive. So, and what about this last mutalist? Looks like it will be able to get barely away. This attack was held off for the moment, but economy, boom, natural expansion once again. is just in a good enough. Those guys are in a good enough economical position, and especially considering that Sid now decided to go for some Mutas here as well. He should be in a good position to do some damage with the Mutas as well, because if you have the better economy and more Mutas are better than less Mutas, should be no problem to take out the forces here of Cupid and Aristea, especially considering that Cupid only's got Hellions, he's got Siege Tanks, and Hellions and Siege Tanks are not considered the best units against Mutalisks here, so just more Mutas coming out for Sid right now. Currently he's got 4 more in production, he's got the +1 in production, so let's take a look at the unit counting station to see how much Mutas does he have out in total. It is 7 already, he's got 4 more in production right now, so it's looking just better and better for him. Let's follow those Mutas around a little bit to see how much damage they are able to do, and might this even force a GG? And indeed it does. As soon as the Mutas were spotted, this was basically over. So, I mean, they tried to stay in the game, maybe win it somehow. They did a good job at defending this last attack here by Sid and Lil Kanan, but in the end it was not enough. So Team Lil Sid taking the lead here, being up 1-0, and now I should just push one button to change the scoreboard, and indeed it is. And Monolith Ridge will be a game number 2.